Okay, in this module, I'd like to show you the other two functions of the grades menu that's available to you as teachers. So again, we've logged into the system, and now I'm going to go for test course 1 as John Doe. I'm going to go to the grade section. Now the initial screen that comes up, now that we've entered assignments and grades associated with those, the initial screen that comes up under the grades menu actually is a list of your students in this particular course, and the points that they received. I haven't mentioned before, the student ID is just automatically assigned by the system. Each student needs to have a unique number. It's automatically assigned by the system, so you'll never ever have to do anything with student ID. If you look under points, you'll see based on the grades that have been loaded so far, Sally students earned 102 of 110 points, so she has a 93%, which in our grading system would be an A. And Studious Student has scored 96 out of 110 points, which is overall an 87%. So under gradebook, there were two more options. You saw where assignments is where you actually enter assignments and tests and quizzes and that kind of thing. And under grades, where you actually load the grades. The last two sections are for anomalous grades and progress reports. So I'd like to talk about that. Anomalous grades, very simply, just as it states, is it will pull out of your gradebook any grades that seem to not make sense with the other grades that are in there. So if we click that's easy for me to say, anomalous grades, you'll see that Sally's student's grade for her homework number 1 comes up because it was 120%. That seemed to be a problem, but in this case we know that that was extra credit, so we don't need to do anything for that. So essentially, within the gradebook, the anomalous grades option on the menu is just for you to check and make sure you didn't accidentally fat finger an inappropriate grade. So it's just a quality check for you. The other option is progress reports. Now this is pretty amazing. At any time during the term, you can run a progress report on a student. So just like we typically send a progress report at 6 weeks, and all of the work to compile those progress reports that currently goes on can be run very simply by the teachers from this menu. We'll click the progress report option, and it'll ask what student do you want to run a progress report on. Typically, it's just easiest just to put submit without entering any information here, and it'll bring up all the students that are enrolled in your class. Now you have some options here. You can include the assigned date in the report or not. You can exclude ungraded extra credit assignments if they're in there, and exclude ungraded assignments not due. Typically we'll want to check those. That just means to exclude any assignments that are in the gradebook that have yet to have grades assigned to them. Typically it'll sort by due date, which is fine. And this actually has the capability of creating a mailing label if we're going to mail these out as well. We'll leave that blank since we're just going to print a hard copy. And here we can select which students we want to receive a progress report on. It'll automatically just highlight everyone. So with one click of a button, you can run a progress report for everyone in your class. So let's click Create Progress Reports for Selected Students. And it will open another window which shows the progress report. So here you can see Sally student, 7th grade, test course 1, and you can see for the entire term, you can see your homework and quiz grade, and then it will actually sum up the grade again based on the weighted scale. So this is not an average of the percentages, it's actually computing off the points. So you can see, even though she had 120 on the homework grade, the predominant grade is at 90%. So that homework grade actually brought the 90 up to a 92.73%. And you'll see also Studious Student has a card as well. You can see the header information here. So when you go to print this, these are actually going to print on separate pages. So from here, all we'd have to do is right-click and select Print, and print this information out by clicking the Print button, and you've got your progress reports ready to hand out. So very simple, very easy to do. So again, just reflecting, we have now covered grades, assignments, anomalous grades, and progress reports in these video tutorials.